Hello, so I just wanted to come on here and just give you all a really quick update of what's going on with Max. So we are 80 or so days now out of the harness, and we've hit that really interesting milestone where Max is sort of the same time out the harness as that he was in the harness, and boy does it feel different. So those weeks and months where he was in the harness for, they just seemed to sort of drag and it was so slow, and since he's sort of been out of the harness, time has just flown. And you know, you think of all those emotions and how you think sort of it's never going to come to an end. Like once you're out of it and you look back, you sort of looking at it sort of with rose tinted glasses. So yeah, we're in a really interesting transition period now. As you can see, Max is a big boy now, so he's just turned 7 months old, and he is still as happy as he ever was. He's hello. He's a smiley little thing. He's loving life. He's sitting independently most of the time. He's rolling around everywhere. He's not doing any crawling or anything like that yet, but I don't think it's going to be long. And it's just so funny to see him now, you know, after everything that he's been through, in comparison to Freddie, my eldest, who, you know, was normal, whereas at this stage we as parents had far more worries over him, as he, you know, wasn't moving. He was like essentially idle. He didn't roll, he, you know, didn't do any of those things that you would expect a child to do at that age. So it's really funny to sort of be going through the stages we are with Max now, when he was, you know, the one that we had, you know, medical concerns over, and Freddie, we didn't until we highlighted them, type thing. So really enjoying the stage Max is at. He's sleeping well, he's starting to eat much better. I think when I came on here last time I said we just started weaning him, and originally it started really well, and then after a few weeks of that he started to go backwards. He wasn't enjoying food so much, he was vomiting, but in the last couple of weeks or so we've turned a corner with that, which is great, and sort of just one less thing to worry about, really. So I do just want to come on and just give a quick update. I know I don't have huge amounts to talk about at the moment, as Max isn't having any regular hospital appointments. We are keeping in touch with our sort of local health visiting and sort of like physio team, as sort of Max is still of the age where he's under the health visitor. So they're like aware of his situation and sort of just call to check in and just find out what he's doing and how things are going. So aside from you know, him having hip dysplasia and being in the harness, one of the other things that we were made aware of is that Max has quite limited abductor range, and that is still the case, and we were, you know, frequently doing exercises and stretches with him, just to sort of give him a little bit of mobilization to try and encourage the stretch in those sort of like ligaments and muscles and stuff. We are doing them still, however they don't seem to be making a huge amount of difference, and you know, the medical team aren't greatly concerned, so we'll just sort of continue to do that and hope that as he starts to become more mobile, the natural stretch of sort of like crawling and ultimately pulling himself up will just improve his flexibility. So, you know, when Max is like lying down, he doesn't naturally like throw his legs out to the side, and the easiest and obvious way to tell is like when you're trying to nappy change him, he has like got his legs quite close together still, whereas like my eldest child and other children, if you ever sort of observe them getting their nappy changed, their legs, you know, just naturally like fall right beside them, and it's a really easy clean-up operation. But with Max, we were always trying to do a little bit of a manoeuvre sort of in the same fashion we did when he was in the harness, really. So that's the only thing we're sort of keeping an eye on with him. But aside from that, he's really active. He's sort of wanting to be on the move all the time. We set him down in one place and 2 seconds later he's somewhere else, like rolling over until he gets where he wants to. He's like got really good hand-eye coordination, he's passing things between his hands, and he's really starting to engage with us and with Freddie, his brother, now. So it's really lovely to see, actually. I know lots of people are still starting out on their journeys like all the time, and some people are just starting out watching these videos now, so I'm conscious that I want to keep providing updates of, you know, what's happening with Max and actually what happens after you come out of the harness and what to expect. But we are in sort of this quiet period, which is great for us as parents, you know, not so much to worry about. But it just means I don't have too much to share, you know, relative information about the harness and stuff. But I do want to sort of keep making these videos from time to time, as I know how invested some people were with Max's journey, and sort of it means a lot to me that people sort of gave their time to find out what was going on with Max. So I just want to make sure I'm keeping people updated with sort of what he's doing as he's growing up, and what challenges he may face that I'm actually not aware of yet. So Max's next proper hospital appointment isn't until sort of October time, I think, when he'll be sort of around 15 months old, and that's where he will have x-rays taken of his hips and sort of a physical examination and all stuff like that. As even though we had really successful results with the harness initially, there is always chance for regression, as you know, I've said all along, sort of, you know, the condition is developmental dysplasia of the hip. So as the body develops and the bones and muscles develop, there is room for, you know, regression. So I'm, you know, I am aware of that, and it is sort of playing in the back of my mind a little bit, because I know that once Max gets to the age where he's having x-rays, there isn't going to be much that can be done to rectify any problems. So, you know, we sort of are just waiting for those appointments now. But, you know, fingers crossed that all of those will be fine. I'm not really expecting them not to be, but it's just, you know, it's good to be aware as a parent what, you know, what you could potentially expect. But that's all really. Max, as you can see, he's super happy. He's always been quite happy, really, and I think he enjoys being on camera just as much as I do, don't you? Yeah. And I will again come on whenever we have something to share with you, or Max is doing something new. But for now, we'll catch you later. You say bye-bye. Bye. Catch you later.